The sun is beating down on the Indian Wells Tennis Garden on this Thursday, March 5, 2026, but the real heat isn't coming from the California sky, it's coming from the Stadium 2 court. A nuclear shockwave has just rippled through the entire BNP Paribas Open, leaving the elite players and seasoned experts in absolute disbelief. The headline that is currently going off across every sports network is the round of 64 clash between the Philippines' own Alex Eala and the Ukrainian powerhouse, Dayana Yastremska. This wasn't just a tennis match, it was a collision of worlds, and the result has turned the projected draw upside down. No one, and I mean no one, saw this coming. The whole WTA is shocked because Yastremska, known for her blistering pace and aggressive baseline play, was widely expected to overpower the young number 31 seed. But what unfolded in the desert today was a masterclass in tactical brilliance and raw nerves that has permanently changed the narrative of Alex Eala's career. Why is this an upset of the century candidate? To understand the scale of this shock, you have to understand who Dayana Yastremska is. She is a player who can hit any opponent off the court on her day. She doesn't play high-percentage tennis, she plays all-or-nothing tennis, aiming for the lines with every strike. Her strategy was simple: bully Alex Eala, the technical prodigy from the Nadal Academy, with pure raw power. The experts were predicting a quick, two-set victory for the Ukrainian, arguing that Alex's hybrid technique wouldn't be able to handle the sheer velocity of Yastremska's ground strokes. The hidden truth entering this match was that the WTA locker room viewed Alex as a hype product, famous for her $75 million Nike deal, but not yet a threat to the big hitters. Oh, how wrong they were. The atmosphere in Stadium 2 was electric, practically radiating with Eala mania. With thousands of Filipino fans waving flags and chanting her name, the pressure on Alex was immense. But instead of cracking, she seemed to feed off the energy. The first set was a display of controlled chaos. Yastremska was swinging for the fences, but Alex was using her Nadal-inspired defense to track down every ball. She wasn't just defending, she was redirecting Yastremska's pace with a hidden backhand that left the Ukrainian fuming. When Alex took the first set in a tiebreak, the shock in Stadium 2 was palpable. The broadcast cameras zoomed in on Arena Sabalenka's coach in the stands, who looked visibly concerned. They realized that this wasn't just a lucky set, this was a tactical nightmare unfolding for any big hitter in the draw. As the match entered the second set, the Pinoy invasion in the stands grew louder, and Yastremska's frustration began to boil over. The Ukrainian was seen arguing with her box, unable to understand how a player ranked 30 slots below her was neutralizing her best weapons. But the real, nuclear moment was yet to come. With the match poised on a knife edge, the desert inferno of Indian Wells witnessed a technical evolution from Alex Eala that will be talked about for years. In part 2, we are going to dive into the Tactical Masterclass, the exact points where Alex used her intelligence to dismantle Yastremska's power, and the secret message Conchita Martinez signaled to Alex just minutes before the unthinkable happened. The nuclear upset is real, the whole WTA is shocked, and the Eala era has officially arrived. The shockwave in Stadium 2 intensified on this Thursday, March 5, 2026, as the second set of the Eala-Yastremska clash turned into a psychological battlefield. While the crowd was roaring, the experts in the press box were going off because they were witnessing something rare: the total deconstruction of a power player. Dayana Yastremska is a ball basher, she wants to end points in 3 hits. But Alex Eala, under the guidance of Conchita Martinez, executed a tactical masterclass that exposed the Ukrainian's biggest weakness. The hidden truth of this match was Alex's use of variable depth. She wasn't just hitting back, she was changing the height and spin of every single ball, forcing the tall Ukrainian to bend her knees and hit from uncomfortable positions. Yastremska was fuming, and for the first time in the tournament, we saw a top 30 powerhouse looking completely lost against the number 31 seed. But the real nuclear moment happened at 4-all in the second set. The tension was so thick you could feel it in the California air. During a crucial changeover, the cameras caught a high-stakes exchange between Alex and her coach, Conchita Martinez. While Yastremska was burying her face in a towel, Conchita gave Alex a secret signal, a subtle tap on her own temple followed by a closed fist. To the casual observer it meant nothing, but to the technical analysts it was a command to initiate the Nadal lockdown. From that moment on, Alex stopped trying to hit winners. She became a human backboard, inviting Yastremska to take more risks. It was a savage psychological trap. Alex knew that the more Yastremska missed, the more her confidence would shatter. This wasn't just tennis, it was chess at 100 miles per hour. The WTA goldmine was proving its worth on the court. Every time Alex won a long rally, the Pinoy invasion in the stands created a sound so deafening that the chair umpire had to repeatedly call for order. The hidden factor in this nuclear upset was the crowd's role in Yastremska's meltdown. In 2026, the pressure of playing against Alex Eala isn't just about her hybrid strike. It's about the emotional weight of an entire nation. Yastremska started committing unforced errors on simple sitters, her eyes darting toward the stands in disbelief. She wasn't just playing Alex, she was playing the Eala mania. The whole WTA was watching on the monitors in the player lounge, and the silence in that room was shocking. They realized that the hype was real, and Alex Eala had just found a way to neutralize the heaviest hitters on the tour. As Alex served for the match, the nuclear reality set in. The girl with the $75 million Nike deal was one game away from sending a former top 25 powerhouse packing. But as we've seen before, the finish line is the hardest part. Yastremska, with her back against the wall, started swinging with suicidal aggression, saving 2 match points with line-painting winners that left the stadium in a collective gasp. In Part 3, we are going to dive into the final stand, the heart-stopping tiebreak that decided the fate of this match, and the shocking gesture Yastremska made at the net that has the internet going off. The upset was on the brink of completion, but the drama was only just beginning. The tension in Stadium 2 reached a nuclear boiling point on this Thursday, March 5, 2026. We are currently witnessing the aftermath of what experts are calling the most psychologically brutal tiebreak of the season. As Alex Eala and Dayana Yastremska stood at 6-all in the second set, the entire Indian Wells tennis garden went into a deathly silence. The whole WTA was going off because this wasn't just about a scoreline, it was about survival. Yastremska, the Ukrainian powerhouse, was swinging with a suicidal aggression that left even the commentators speechless. Every shot was a rocket aimed at the lines. But the hidden truth of this tiebreak was Alex's ironclad nerves. While Yastremska was screaming at her coaching box and throwing her racket in frustration, the number 31 seed remained a statue of focus. She was the cold-blooded assassin of the desert, and it was about to pay off in the most shocking way possible. The tiebreak was a roller coaster of emotions. Alex raced to a 4-1 lead, fueled by the deafening chants of the Pinoy invasion in the stands, but Yastremska, showing the heart of a warrior, fought back to 5-all. It was at this moment that the nuclear controversy erupted. On a critical point, a close call went in favor of Alex Eala. Yastremska was fuming, demanding a challenge and shouting at the chair umpire. The crowd's reaction was insane, a mix of boos and cheers that shook the stadium walls. In the midst of this chaos, Alex did something that proved she is the true student of Rafael Nadal. She didn't argue, she didn't celebrate the drama. She simply stepped back to the baseline and hit an unreturnable serve to bring up match point. The shock was no longer just about the tennis, it was about the mental collapse of a top 30 star against a 20-year-old. When the final ball from Yastremska flew long, the nuclear upset was complete. Alexandra Eala had done the unthinkable, dismantling the Ukrainian powerhouse in straight sets. But the real shocking moment, the one that has the WTA going off right now, happened at the net. Instead of a standard handshake, the tension between the two players was palpable. Reports are leaking that Yastremska made a shocking gesture or a whispered comment that left Alex visibly stunned for a split second. While the cameras missed the exact words, the body language spoke volumes. The bad blood we suspected in Part 1 had officially boiled over. Alex, however, kept her Nadal-style class, shaking the umpire's hand and turning toward her fans to celebrate a victory that has just rewritten the history books for Philippine tennis. The impact of this victory is nuclear. By defeating Yastremska, Alex Eala hasn't just moved into the round of 32, she has sent a message to the entire draw. The $75 million athlete is now a legitimate title threat. The press room today is in a frenzy, with reporters asking, is there anyone who can stop the Eala momentum? In Part 4, we are going to dive into the locker room fallout, the specific reaction from Aryna Sabalenka and Coco Gauff as they watch their potential path to the final get dismantled by the Pinoy queen. We'll also reveal the hidden message Alex's father shared with the media just minutes ago. The upset is finished, but the Eala era is just beginning to roar. The nuclear aftermath of Alex Eala's victory over Dayana Yastremska is spreading through the Indian Wells player lounge like wildfire. On this Thursday, March 5, 2026, the atmosphere has shifted from curiosity to pure panic. The hidden truth is that several top 10 seeds were gathered around the television monitors as Alex closed out that final tiebreak, and the silence in the room was deafening. Experts are going off because the draw has just been dismantled. Aryna Sabalenka, the world number 1, and Coco Gauff, the defending champion, are reportedly stunned. They didn't just see an upset, they saw a technical evolution. They saw a player who has the defense of a veteran and the psychological ice of a champion. The locker room fallout is real. The conversation has shifted from how do we beat Yastremska to how on earth do we stop Alex Eala. Reports are surfacing about a secret strategy meeting between some of the tour's top coaches immediately after the match. They are fuming because the data they had on Alex from 2025 is now completely obsolete. This version 2 of Alex Eala, refined by Conchita Martinez, is a tactical nightmare. Analysts are pointing out that Alex's return of serve today was savage. She didn't just put the ball in play, she was attacking Yastremska's biggest weapon from the very first strike. One coach was overheard saying, "The Pinoy Queen isn't playing like a 31st seed, she's playing like she belongs in the top 5. This recognition of fear is the greatest compliment Alex could receive, but it also means she now has a massive nuclear target on her back. But the most shocking reaction came from the Yastremska camp. After the net scandal we discussed in Part 3, the Ukrainians' team was reportedly seen in a heated exchange with tournament officials. They are trying to blame the crowd atmosphere and the constant noise for the upset, but the WTA is standing firm. The hidden factor is that the WTA knows Alex Eala is their goldmine. They aren't going to penalize the player who is bringing in millions of viewers and selling out Stadium 2. This political tension is creating a divide in the locker room. On one side, you have the old guard, who thinks the crowd is too much. And on the other, you have the reality that Alex Eala is the most popular athlete in the desert. As we look toward the round of 32, the pressure on Alex has reached nuclear levels. She isn't just carrying the hopes of the Philippines anymore. She is now the giant killer that every top seed wants to avoid. Her father, Mike Eala, reportedly told a small group of journalists today that Alex is just getting started and that the Nadal Academy preparation has made her unbreakable. In Part 5, we are going to deliver the nuclear prediction for her next match against a potential top 10 rival, and the secret message Alex's mentor, Rafael, reportedly sent her within minutes of the match ending. The upset was the spark, but the firestorm of Indian Wells is about to consume the entire WTA draw. The nuclear upset in the California desert has officially signaled the dawn of a new era. On this Thursday, March 5, 2026, the dust has finally settled on Stadium 2, but the Eala earthquake is still being felt across the globe. As Alex Eala walked off the court today after dismantling Dayana Yastremska, her phone reportedly lit up with a message that has since become the talk of the tournament. Insiders at the Nadal Academy leak that Rafael himself sent a secret message of congratulations within minutes of the match ending. Rafa reportedly told her, "This is the level where you belong, don't look back." This legend's blessing has given Alex the ultimate psychological armor. She isn't just a product of the academy anymore, she is the successor of the Nadal spirit, and the whole WTA is going off in fear of what's coming next. What is the nuclear impact of this win on the rankings? Experts are calculating that this victory has put Alex Eala on the brink of breaking into the world top 25 for the first time in history. But more than the points, it's the respect factor. The hidden truth is that the seeds in the round of 32 are now praying they don't have to face the Pinoy Queen. The viewership numbers for her match today spiked to over 2 million live streamers, making her the most-watched player of the tournament so far. The WTA has found its new goldmine, but for Alex it's about the trophy. The nuclear prediction for her next round: whether she faces a veteran or a rising star, Alex Eala is no longer the underdog. She is the alpha of her section of the draw, and her hybrid strike has become the most feared weapon in Indian Wells. But as the celebrations continue in Manila, the tactical target on Alex's back has grown 10 times larger. The top 10 players, including Iga Swiatek and Aryna Sabalenka, are reportedly studying the tapes of her match against Yastremska with obsessive detail. They are looking for a glitch in her perfection, but as we saw today, Alex's mental strength is unbreakable. Her coach, Conchita Martinez, told the press that Alex's savage focus is at an all-time high. The Eala mania has reached its peak, and the Desert Storm is now a Category 5 hurricane. The upset wasn't a fluke, it was a technical takeover. Thank you for following this 5-part special on the most shocking match of the BNP Paribas Open 2026. Alex Eala has proven that she is the Michael Jordan of tennis for a new generation. Will she continue this nuclear run all the way to the final? Or will the locker room revolt find a way to stop her? One thing is for sure, The world is watching and the Pinoy spirit is leading the way. Don't forget to like, subscribe and drop a history maker in the comments to support Alex. The hidden truth is out. Alex Eala is here to stay, and she is coming for the crown.